Runeterra is a bustling world with over half a dozen of world-ending threats and excitement around every corner. And while Riot changes the lore every couple of years, there's one important question Riot refuses to answer. How is the global economy? What is the unemployment rate among champions? What does a 401k look like in Runeterra? Is retirement possible, or is Old Man Yasuo going to work until he dies? Well, that's what we're doing today. We are going to find out how employable champions in League of Legends are and make a report about the local and global economy. I got this idea from Annie Austin. He has this awesome series where he goes into Skyrim and Pokemon to find unemployment rates for town by just asking people. And I binged watched the whole thing. It's been a huge inspiration for this video. Please go check out his series. Now, let's get started. Does anyone know the best way to get unemployment data? That's right, direct survey! I'm gonna go through each champion in League of Legends, knowing all of the lore to figure out if they're employed, unemployed, or not applicable. Let's get started. First thing before we start, I think it's really funny, they haven't updated this page. It says more than 140 champions. There's almost 170 League of Legends champions, but let's do them in alphabetical order. So first one, we have Aatrox. Now, Aatrox was employed. He was he was in the enforcement class. He was a soldier, right? He was a super soldier, Captain America, if you will, of Shurima until he touched until he was corrupted into a Darkin. Right, he was corrupted and they locked him into a weapon. So he was employed, right? But the war's over. It's been 1,000 years and he's just kind of roaming Runeterra. So unfortunately, I think we have to count our first champion as unemployed, right? I mean, he's there, but he's just running around trying to fight anyone he meets, and unfortunately that's kind of unemployed behavior at large. So first we have to mark Aatrox as unemployed. Ari, okay, so Ari does not have a job. I have a job she can do though. I'm sorry, that's unprofessional. I'm a professional. I'm a government employee. I shouldn't be unemployed. That's an easy one. She just runs around. She just runs around stealing people's souls. That's kind of unemployed behavior. I'm gonna be real. Unemployed. Akali, abandoning the Kinku Order and her title of Fist of Shadows. Akali now strikes alone, ready to be the deadly weapon people need her to be. Although she holds all she learns from Master Shen, she has plenty to defend Ionius from its enemies. So she was part of an order, right? But she's not part of that order anymore. So she's like a monk? Are monks employed? If you're a monk, does that mean you're employed? Do you get paid? I don't think so. Are you contributing to the local economy? Ooh, it's not looking good. I think there's a fine line we can draw between unemployed and adventurer, right? Unemployed homeless wanderer / there's a fine line between that and an adventurer. Where that line is, I'm not an expert to say. But I don't think we can call Akali an adventurer, you know? I think she's like a freedom fighter, I guess. She's trying to kill Noxians out of her land, but is that a job? Does she get paid to do that? I don't think she is. I'm gonna have to mark you unemployed, Akali. I'm so sorry. In Runeterra, the A stands for unemployed so far. Akshan, the rogue sentinel. Now, Akshan is part of the Sentinels of Light. But the Sentinels of Light is like a religious organization. Is that, I mean, they protect Runeterra from zombies, but is zombie fighting a job? Are you getting paid to fight Does Senna and Lucian get paid? Wait, how do they feed themselves? What? I'm thinking way more deep about the lore of League of Legends more than Riot ever has, I think. League equivalent of food stamps. Okay, Sentinels of Light, are we counting them as employed or not? They are part of an organization. They fight crime. Are they contributing to the economy? I don't think they are. Wait a minute. Wait, I take it back. Akshan specifically steals from the rich to give to the poor. Now, I know that's illegal, But if you steal to the rich and they're hoarding money and you give it to the poor, do you know what you know what that's called? That's called trickle-down economics. Akshan's giving to the economy. I think that counts as a job. I think Akshan, this shirtless man who guns people, I think is actually our first employed Runeterran, alphabetically. Alistair. Ooh. Alistair. Always a mighty warrior with a fearsome reputation, Alistair seeks revenge for the death of his clan at the hands of the Noxian Empire. Though he was enslaved and forced to the life of a gladiator, his unbreakable will kept him from truly. So, he was a gladiator, which is a job. He is no longer a gladiator. He left that life. You see, this is gonna highlight in our report how there were a lot of people that were employed and are not employed now, which is not gonna paint a pretty picture for the economy. So what is he doing now? I don't think he's gotten lore in literal years. So, I don't know if he's, I don't know. Yeah, Alistair's, not a lot of attention's been paid to Alistair, as we can see here. So, I think he's just fighting Noxian. I think if Akali's unemployed, all they do is, if all you do all day is fight Noxians, I don't think that's a job. If anything, that's more of a hobby. Right? Killing Noxians? Hobby? Job? Hobby? Alistair, I think you're unemployed. I'm so sorry. Alistair is an animal, but he's also a person. Like, Vestians are people. They have rights, or they should have rights, and they can hold jobs. So he's an adult, he's a Vestian, he's sentient, he counts, he's unemployed. I'm so sorry, Alistair. Amumu! Ooh, this is gonna be hard. Amumu doesn't have lore. Wait, Amumu is a child, right? Is Amumu a child? Is Amumu a child? Is Amumu a child? Amumu has existed for centuries and remains a child. He is immune to aging. Okay, he is not applicable. Children cannot have jobs. I mean, they can, but as far as the Bureau of Labor Statistics is concerned, we don't acknowledge child labor. We pretend it doesn't exist. So you are not applicable. Anivia. Anivia is a god. Is God employed? I really didn't think these questions would get this existential. I'm gonna be so real with you. I really didn't intend for that. Are gods employed? Okay. Is being a god a job? At what point do we call being a god a job? I mean, you're not contributing to the local economy, but if you didn't exist, the local economy wouldn't exist. So, I don't, so is that like, are you like a security guard? Is that what you do? You protect the Freljord? So you're like border patrol? Border patrol's a job, but who's paying you for that? Are you getting paid in worship? In follow? I think I'm gonna say not applicable. I don't think we can add gods to our survey. Right? I think we've unlocked a new non-applicable section, gods. You're getting revenue from the churches? Yeah, a church can get revenue, but that's its whole other situation, right? Like a brick and mortar church has a priest, that person has a job. They collect donations, but that has nothing to do with the god itself, right? Yeah, I'm gonna put not applicable. Under the not applicable, I'm gonna put a new section called God. I'm gonna put 1 there. All right, after Anivia is Annie. Annie is a child. She is also not applicable. That one is super easy. Aphelios. Ooh, Aphelios is employed by the Lunari, I think. He's like an assassin. Assassin is a job. I think that's easy, clear cut. He's an assassin. Engaging from the Moonlight Shadow's weapon, Aphelios kills the enemies of his faith in brooding silence. That is a state and church-sponsored assassin. That's a job. Aphelios, congratulations, you're employed. Ash. Now, Ash is a political leader. She is the leader of the Avarosan tribe. She's a politic. That's a job. Congratulations, Ash, you're employed. Aurelian Soul. Aurelian Soul. Giant space dragon who makes stars. Is that a job? Space dragon who makes stars. Like, is anyone paying you to do that? That sounds more like a hobby. Star forger. I mean, forging is a job, but it could also be a hobby. So I don't know if giant dragon in the sky making stars, that doesn't sound like a job to me. I don't think I could write that on a tax form. It also feels like unemployed behavior. What do we think? I think that's a little unemployed, Aurelian Soul. I'm gonna be honest. Actually, wait, you're in jail. Wait, you're in jail. You're locked up. Are imprisoned people count in labor statistics? I don't know what I'm doing. It's my first day on the job. Are imprisoned people gods get paid in exposure? That's actually really funny. I love that. Are imprisoned people... I spelled imprisoned with an E. Hold on. Oh, wait, he's like a god. I'm putting you under a god, dude. I don't know how to count you, bro. Professional. I gotta be professional. All right, Aurora. Don't look at her bunny thighs. I don't know why they're there. She's in the Freljord, but they're there. From the moment she was born, Aurora navigated with a unique ability to move between the spirit realm and material realm. Determined to learn more about the spirit realm's inhabitants, she left home to further her research and happened upon a... So she's a researcher. She bothers Orn for a weapon, right? That's kind of transactional. That's like a transaction, and she's researching, right? Now here's the question. Is her research, right, like sort of a hobby and something she does for fun, not a job? Or is she kind of sponsored by a sort of intellectual institution for research into the spirit realm? That's a job. Is she a vagabond? Is she a researcher? That is the question. Over time, she looked to blah, 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 blah. She found her life's purpose. Uh-oh, that sounds like a hobby. That sounds like a hobby. Twisted elk, blah, blah, blah. Udyr? She met Udyr? Okay. She met Orn. Ooh, that's crazy. She's not hired by anyone. I'm sorry, Aurora. This is a hobby research. You are unemployed. We have Azir. Azir is employed. He is a politician, even though there's a lot of people that really don't think he should be, in charge. He is in charge. He's in charge of a lot of dead sand people. So Azir is employed. I mean, I feel like being an emperor is as employed as you can be, you know? That's you. You're employed. He's also geriatric. He could be of retirement age, but he's not. He's in there, getting stuff done. Bard, are you employed, Bard? A traveler from beyond the stars. Bard is an agent of serendipity. Agent? Agent sounds employed. Agent of who? FBI? CIA? Are you a government plant? That's a job. Who fights to maintain a power balance where life can endure the indifference of chaos. Many Runeterrans sing songs that ponder his extraordinary nature. Yet they all agree that the cosmic... That's all we get. He does have an employed skin. Bard. That's an adventure. That's employed. Unfortunately, we're just going base world. He's employed. Agent of chaos isn't exploited, but he's an agent of serendipity. Actually, hold on. Serendipity means happy, right? Employed people aren't happy. Uh-oh. Alright, so agent and serendipity, that's a +1, -1 there. I remember in the animation, he was called by a bunch of people to save their town, right? So you would call upon an agent, like an enforcement class, which is a job, to save your town. But you could also, like, call for the local vagrant with an iron pipe to save your establishment if you're being robbed, right? You know, if you were to feed a vagrant outside, unemployed, food for protection with an iron pipe. I don't know if that's a job. Bard, wandering caretaker. So wandering is like unemployed behavior. I mean, not necessarily. There's a lot of jobs that cause you to wander. Caretaker. I don't think Bard contributes to the local economy. I'm so sorry, Bard. I'm gonna have to task you as unemployed. Belvath! You are kind of a nightmarish, hell beast from the nth dimension of goo and ooze. I don't know, I don't know if we need another non-applicable area for you. A Nightfare's Empress! Wait, Empress! That's looking good! created from the raw material of an entire devoured city. Oh! Hold on. So if Belveth is the essence of an entire city with an entire local economy, she is the economy. That's like, she has all the jobs. She's an economy by herself. I think that's an employed empress right there. Belvath is the end of Runeterra itself. That's not a good, okay, you don't want to read that, but, and the beginning of a monstrous reality of her own design. She's a designer? Designer? Driven by, what the fuck is that? Epcot's? Disney? Repurpose history, knowledge, and memories. That sounds like a job to me. That she not only stimulates local economy, she is the local economy. I don't know, chat. That sounds like employed behavior. That we have 5 employed Runeterrans so far. Blitzcrank. Oh no, my boy Blitzcrank. Is Blitzcrank sentient? Does Blitzcrank count in the unemployment survey? Blitzcrank is an enormous, near indestructible automaton from Zaun, originally built to dispose of hazardous waste. However, he found his primary purpose to restricting and modifying his own form to better serve the fragile people of the sun. Okay, so he's like a local superhero? If he's restructuring himself, right? That sounds like he engages in the economy, right? If he's buying stuff from scrap and is serving as a local bodyguard, that sounds like a job. He's like, okay, I'll save you for money. I'll take this money to buy scrap to fix myself. That's like the most basic self-employed. You know, you buy a shop, you perform a service, you use that money to pay other people to increase your service. That's like capitalism 101. That's an employed Blitzcrank right there. That's a golem with the job. Brand. Ooh. A tribesman from the icy Freljord named Keegan? Your name is Keegan? The creature known as Brand is a lesson in temptation of greater power, seeking one to legendary world rooms. Keegan betrayed his conversations for herself. In an instant, I'm pretty sure Brand is just running around burning people. That's unemployed behavior. Brand, you're unemployed. You don't have a job. Braum. Oh, Braum, one of my favorites. Blessed with massive biceps and even bigger heart, Braum is the beloved hero of the Freljord. Hero's a job. Hero's a job. There's a line between hobo and adventurer, and I think he's on the other side of that line. Every meat hall north of the Freljord toasts his legendary strength, said to have felled a forest of oaks in a single night and punched an entire mountain into. I don't know what he punched an entire mountain into, but that sounds like a job. That's a local hero. I feel like that's a job. He even has he has a bank robber skin. Bank robber's a job. That's stimulating the local economy. This is a man with a job. Listen, he employs bards too. Bards to tell his story. He runs around saving people. He's been all the way to Bilgewater. What did you do in Bilgewater? He killed people, took their money, bought stuff. That's an adventurer right there. That's an employed motherfucker. Guys, it didn't start out great. The A's are mostly unemployed, but the B's are swinging back with some employment here. This is looking good. Briar. I hate the splash art. Moving on. Briar. A failed experiment with the black rose. Briar's uncontrollable levels requires a special pillory to focus their frenzy mind. Ooh, I think she's just wandering, killing people. That's unemployed behavior. Ugh, yeah, she just... If she needs this pillory to focus, right? If she breaks the pillory and automatically goes into a bloodlust, that's a disability, I think. Right? She needs a machine, an external apparatus, to be an effective member of society. That's like, it's not disabled. What is it? Differently abled? That's like differently abled. So, how do differently abled people function into... I should have done some research before this video. How do differently abled people factor for unemployment statistics? Bureau of Labor Statistics, help me. Wait, they just count? They're not applicable? Apparently, I think you have to be looking for a job to be counted as unemployment, which kind of throws this whole thing out of whack, but I'm going to ignore that because this is way more fun. High rate of unemployment. Oh my god, I think they actually just count regularly. Huh. Okay. I'm sorry, Briar, you're unemployed. Okay, who's next? Caitlin. Easy peasy. Caitlin has a job. She's the sheriff. She's the, like, the most employed person in Runeterra. She has a job. She has a girlfriend. She stimulates the local economy. She easy, close and shut. Caitlin is employed. Camille. Camille is also employed. She is employed by... She's a spy from Clan Pharaohs, and she kills people for her clan. That's a job. She stimulates the economy. She's made of machines, so she's got to buy repair parts. She's a noble assassin, basically. That's a job. Good job, Camille. Employed. Cassiopeia. Oh god, I don't think you've gotten lore in a while. Cassiopeia is a deadly creature bent on manipulating others to a sinister row. Youngest of the most beautiful daughters of the noble, blah, blah, blah. She found deep in the crypt and Shimmer ancient power. Okay, so Cassiopeia is, I believe, unemployed from a noble house in Noxus. So, do rich people who don't need to be employed count as unemployed? If we're going by the guy whose video I base this off, if they stimulate to the economy, Nepo baby, literally, Cassiopeia is a Nepo baby. So, if they stimulate the economy, they can be counted as non-applicable. If they're just sitting on their ass hoarding wealth, I think that counts as unemployed. So, is Cassiopeia stimulating the economy? She did travel all the way to Shurima, which does stimulate the economy. And it wasn't really a vacation. It was a work trip. She tried to do it to increase the prestige and the power of Noxus and her family, which sounds like a job. But is she doing anything recently? Like, what has she done in the past 4 weeks? Like, what did she do after she turned into a snake? Is she just running around Shurima? That's unemployed behavior. I don't think she's been back to Noxus. Yeah, what have you been doing, Cassiopeia? I think this is an unemployed Nepo baby. I haven't heard anything from you. They pay maids? I don't think she's paying any maids. You're unemployed, Cassiopeia. Get a job. What are you doing? Chode Wrath. From the moment Cho'Gath first emerged from the harsh light of Runeterra's sun, the beast was driven in the most pure and insatiable hunger, a perfect expression of the void desire to consume all life. Cho'Gath's complex biology quickly converts, that's unemployed behavior, right? Eating everything you see, insatiable hunger, just going around not liking the sun, right? That's not good, right? That's like neat behavior, right? Like Cho'Gath like lives with his watcher, eldritch horror parents, and he just eats whatever he sees in Runeterra. That's unemployed. That doesn't sound like work. That's a hobby. You're unemployed. Corgi! Corgi is employed. He's a military man. Is he retired? The Yordle pilot Corgi loves two things above other: flying and his glamorous mustache, though not necessarily in that order. After leaving Bandle City, he settled in Piltover and fell in love with the wondrous machine he found there. The daring bombardier. This is really funny. What is he bombing, right? Like, in the lore of League of Legends, like, what? Like, Yordle City's not in war with anyone. Why is he just bombing random Piltover places? Wait a minute. That's unemployed behavior. Is he? So the question becomes, is Corgi acting as a soldier under Yordle City and is therefore employed, or is he an independent terrorist, for lack of a better word, just bombing things because is he a regular terrorist or a state-sponsored terrorist or soldier? I think is employed. We'll go by employed. I'm pretty sure Bandle City knows what he's doing and pays him. You know, maybe they bomb Piltover periodically so they don't think too highly of themselves. Maybe he's in reserves. True. Darius is as employed as they get. That's a military man. He's at the top. He is the nation's most feared, battle-hardened commander. He's a commander. Oh, I salute you, employed sir. Thank you so much for serving your country. Diana's employed. I think she's a religious and a political leader of her, what do you call that? Sect? Her religious sect, her religious tribal community, right? The Lunari. She is also the aspect of the moon, which I don't think is a job, but I think Diana's employed. She's like a spiritual and cultural and political leader. That's as employed as you can get. She is the embodiment of the silver moon's power. Not quite a job, but I think we'll count Diana as employed. Dr. Mundo, utterly mad, tragically homicidal, that's unemployed behavior, and horrifyingly purple. Now that's employed behavior, so that's a little +1 -1 there. Dr. Mundo is what keeps many Zon citizens indoors, and particularly dark nights. Now, I know what you're saying, chat. He has doctor in his name. Of course he's employed. I don't know if that man is really a doctor. You know, I think he might have lied on his resume. I don't know if he's employed at all. He was employed before, but is not employed now. I should keep that statistic up. Hold on. A doctorate isn't employment. True. He runs around. He throws infected bonesaws. He goes where he pleases, which is not really employed behavior. You know, if you have a job, you can't just go wherever you want, right? If you don't have a job, then you can go wherever you want. Maximum dosage? Oh, he does drugs. Ooh. Ooh, he does maximum dosage of drugs. Ugh, that's a little, not saying if you're employed, you can't also enjoy drugs, but if you're going wherever you want, injecting drugs, I don't know. I think we have to call unemployed for this one. Draven, Glorious Executioner, employed, easy peasy, next one. Echo. Echo, the boy who shattered time. I think Echo is a child. Prodigy from the... Even though he doesn't look like an Arcane. I guess Arcane is not applicable, because this is a League of Legends survey. I know they said all the lore is the same, but it's not. So this is going strictly by League of Legends, in which case I think Echo is a child. He is a young boy. Nope. 16 and 17. All right, so it is in this agent's professional Bureau of Labor Statistics opinion that Echo we are going to count as a child because this is a League of Legends survey, and according to League of Legends lore, he's a child, even though in Arcane, he's not. So this will be our third child, Echo. I am so sorry. Moving on! You would have been unemployed anyway, so this actually makes our survey look better. Elise! Ooh, I don't think you're employed. A deadly predator who dwells in the shadows, unemployed behavior. Lightless palace, deep within the oldest city of Noxus. Once mortal, she was the mistress of a powerful house. Once again, she was employed and is not. This is not looking good for the economy of Runeterra. But the bite of a vile demigod transformed her into something beautiful yet utterly. She's got udders, chat. She has udders. She leads people to their death in spider caves. She hangs out with spiders all day. She doesn't see the sun. I'm gonna have to go with unemployed. I will add it to previously employed but not anymore. Evelyn! Oh wow, they put her censored splash art on here. Cowards? Okay. Wow. What about down here? Yeah, wait! Is this her default? Did they get rid of her original splash art? Is this just what she looks like? I'm so sad. Within the dark seams of Runeterra, the demon Evelyn searches for her next victim. She lures play with a voluptuous facade of female figure. But once the person succumbs to her charms, Evelyn's true form is unleashed. She then subjects her victims. She subjects them. Evelyn, she kills people. That of itself is not a job. I don't think anyone pays her to do that. That's a hobby, right? Yeah, Evelyn's unemployed. That's massively unemployed behavior. We're in another streak of unemployment here. Ezreal is on that line of, is he employed? Or is he an adventurer? Or is he a vagabond? That is a good question. A dashing adventurer. Okay, well, it says it right there, adventurer. So I guess that makes our job easy. Unknowingly gifted in the magical arts, Ezreal raids long-lost catacombs, tangled ancient courses, and overcomes seemingly impossible odds with ease. His courage and bravado knows their bounds. He prefers to improvise his own ways. So he's a grave robber. Is that a job? Would you say Indiana Jones has a job? Does Nathan Drake have a job? I don't know. See, when I personally was an adventurer and I raided tombs, we used that gold to stimulate the economy. Does Ezreal simulate the economy, or does he just get magic items for himself? I don't know. I don't know. Wait. Is this a child? 27? 27? This boy is 10 years older than Echo. Oh, sorry, that's the AI overview. The real answer is 18. Probably around 20. Never mind. Adventuring is a hobby. I'm hard pressed to think that Ezreal stimulates the local economy. I'm sorry, that's not homeless, unemployed. Homeless is not equal unemployed. Anyway, unemployed behavior, Ezreal. Next, Fiddlestick. Something has awoken in Runeterra, something ancient, something terrible. The ageless horror known as Fiddlestick stalks the edges of moral society, drawn in areas thick with paranoia where it feeds upon terrorized victims. Wielding a jagged scythe. I think Fiddlesticks is not applicable. That sounds like a god to me, right? That's under the god area. I don't think Fiddlesticks can hold down a job. He's sort of a formless ancient being of despair and fear, which, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, counts as a god and is not applicable. Fiora! Fiora has a job. The most feared duelist in Valorant. She's a duelist. She gets paid professionally to do that. That's her job. She's a professional athlete. Fiora is renowned for her brisk manner and cunning mind. She is the speed of her blue stereo, born to House Laurent in the kingdom. She's also a Nepo baby. She does a job. She stimulates the economy. That's an employed person. Ooh, I don't know what the fuck Fizz is. Fizz is an amphibious yordle who dwells among the reefs surrounding Bilgewater. Unemployed behavior. He often retrieves and returns his tithe cast into the sea by superstitious captains. He lives by tithes. Ugh. So that means he doesn't work for a living. He lives off tithes. But even the saltiest of sailors knows better than to cross him, so are many of the tales. Ooh, that sounds unemployed to me. Nimble fighter, urchin strike. You know, playful trickster. If you hear how happy Fizz is in game, that doesn't sound like a person with a job. That sounds like a person who enjoys their time and rides sharks all day. That's unemployed. Galio. Outside Gleaming City of Demacia, the Stone Colossus keeps vigilant watch. Built as a bulwark against enemy mages, he often stands motionless for decades until the presence of magic stirs him into life. That sounds unemployed to me. Once activate, Galio makes the... So he's kind of a protection. He's kind of border patrol, right? He protects Demacia from things like the Black Mist or Freljordians, right? Unfortunately, that's a hobby. I don't think anyone knows Galio is alive except for Lux. I don't think anyone's paying him to do that. Thousands of years, he's working age. Oh, he could be retired. He often stands motionless for decades until the presence of a powerful magic stirs him to life. That sounds like retired behavior. I think Galio is our first retired League of Legends champion, right? Sits around doing absolutely nothing for decades and suddenly something pops up and he's just like, oh, this is me. I think he's unemployed because he's built for it. You could be an old man who's built as fuck, retired, and just not doing anything. You could have reached that age where you're like, okay, I could work, but I don't want to anymore. I'm just gonna get really built as a hobby and protect my land because that's the way it should be. This is not painting a pretty picture for Galio. But I'm gonna count that as retired, actually. He's our first retired Runeterran, alphabetically. Gangplank. Unpredictable as he is brutal, he dethroned the dethroned Reaver King Gangplank. So he used to be employed and is not anymore. Dude, well, let's see if he has a job now. He's feared far and wide. Once he ruled the port city of Bilgewater. Yeah, once he was employed. And while his reign was over, there are those who believe he can make, that has only made him more dangerous. Gangplank would see. He would see. He doesn't see. He can't keep down a job. Yeah. He has loyalists, but he doesn't even command a ship anymore. He's not even a captain anymore. He's just a dude. He's unemployed and smelly. Unrelated, but he's just unemployed and smelly. He eats oranges that he just finds for scurvy. Is he retired is the question. Absolutely not. Not only is he not retired, because he's still looking for a job. He still wants to be the Reaver King of Bilgewater, but he's not. That's an unemployed man who was not employed, who was previously employed. So that brings our number up to 6. It's not looking good for Runeterrans, dude. These unemployment numbers are crazy. What is happening in Runeterra's economy? Garen? Garen's employed. He's a Nepo baby, but he's a proud and noble warrior. He's the captain of the Dauntless Vanguard. That's an employed man. Thank you, Garen, for your service. Nar, the missing link. I don't think Nar is sentient. I don't think we even count him into the population, right? I don't think he counts into the population. Is Nar sentient? Nar is a primeval yordle who, playful endings can erupt into toddler's outrage. That's unemployed behavior. Is an instant transforming into a massive beast bent on destruction. Also unemployed behavior. Frozen in true ice for a millennia, the curious creature broke free and is now hops to the change. He could also be retired. That's a dumpster cat. All right, we're so not applicable, but are we even counting that into statistics? Like, I don't even think we can count him into the population. Yeah, no, we're not even gonna count him. Gragas. All right. Equal parts jolly and imposing, unemployed behavior. Gragas is a massive rowdy brewmaster. Oh, does he brewmaster for people? Does he sell his wares? Is he an independent brewer? That's a job. On his quest for the perfect pint of ale. Okay, well, you're losing me. Hailing from parts unknown, also losing me. He now searches for a rare ingredient among the unblemished wastes of the Freljord. So that sounds like a sabbatical. That sounds like an independent brewer who's on sabbatical to improve his ingredients, right? To find another source of ingredients. That sounds like employed behavior. However, he's called the Rabble Rouser. And he does not dress like he has a job. Happy hour, barrel roll, drunken rage, body slam, explosive crack. The question is, does he brew by himself or does he brew as part of an establishment for goods and or services to exchange? I don't know. I don't know what kind of authority this League of Legends is, but clearly the champions that they're selecting are not like hallmarks of society. Retired? I don't think this man is old enough to be retired. I don't think this man has ever held a job in his life. I'm gonna be so real. That's unemployed. Graves. Ooh, Graves is a criminal. Malcolm Graves is a renowned mercenary. That's a job. Gambler? Not really. Thief? Thief is a job. Listen, if you're stealing from the rich, giving to the poor, you're stimulating the economy. That's trickle-down economics. So, according to Ronald Reagan, you have a job. A wanted man in every city. Wanted? Why is he wanted? Is he wanted because he's such a good laborer? Is that why he's wanted? Because he can really hold down a job and stimulate the local economy? That sounds like an employed man. Empire he's ever visited. There's only 2 empires in the world. Right? How many empires? That's such a weird... Every city and empire he's ever visited. How many empires have you visited? Okay? Even though he's an explosive-tempered, he possesses a strict sense of criminal honor. That's employed behavior. Often enforced at the business end of his shotgun, which he owns and regularly upkeeps, which costs money. That's an employed man. Gwen. Ooh. Is Gwen employed? A former doll transformed by the life of magic, Gwen wields the very tools that once created her. She carries the weight of her maker's love with every step, taking nothing for granted. At her command is the hallowed mist, an ancient... Gwen is a Nepo baby? Not really. I mean, Gwen is like 1/16th Isolde. Isolde was poor as a seamstress, but I think she's seamstress as a hobby. She married a prince. That prince was employed. She did run around fighting when the world was under attack, but she kind of did that because she had to, not because she was being employed to. Yeah, she kind of volunteered for the Sentinels of Life, which if you're volunteering, it's not a job. I think Gwen is unemployed. She is a sentient doll. Because she's sentient, I'm going to counter. I mean, I'm not here to take away from Construct's rights. Like, she's a sentient person. She's a working age. So, I'm going to count you as unemployed, Gwen. You should get a job. Oh, Hecarim. You're dead. Dead people don't count as unemployed, right? But he's also, like, alive? How do undead people count in unemployment? Dead people are not included in unemployment statistics. A spectral fusion of man and beast. Cursed to ride down. Now, Hecarim did have a job. He kind of died in an explosion, a horrible incident in the Blessed Isles that turned into the Shadow Isles, but he's also kind of clinging to life. Chat, are we counting undead people in our statistics? The Shadow Isles doesn't have an economy. So they'll all probably be unemployed. So for the betterment of our statistics, maybe they should not count. Maybe we could have a non-applicable. They're still in the population of Runeterra and champions. Oh, but we didn't count Gnar in the population. Hecarim could hold a job if he wanted to. Gnar, I don't think he could. You can't ask a dog to hold a job, right? Hecarim, if he really wanted to, could hold a job to make a living, but he's not alive. Do we count undead people in the Bureau of Labor Statistics here? They're among champions who are around and active. They don't have a job. Not looking for a job. They don't need a job. They're old. We could count them as retired. I'm gonna be honest. We don't have a lot of retired people as champions, so counting all the undeads as retired might help even out our statistics to look more like a real population. So I'm kind of interested in making them all retired. What do you guys think? You could have a job, but don't. You're not simulating the economy. You're just doing your hobbies, which for Hecarim's case is torturing the souls of the damned. That's a hobby. It's not a job. So I'm gonna count the Shadow Isles peeps as retired. Hecarim, you are our second person alphabetically retired in Runeterra. Heimer! Heimer is a professor. Heimer's an inventor. This is really funny to me. That's really funny to me. The one R. Is that not hilarious? When is the last time League looked at this website? Heimenegger's report is employed. No reason to waste any other time. Easy peasy. All right, Hui. I don't know anything about Hui. I'm gonna be honest. I've never had less interest in a champion, except maybe Neela. But Hui is a brooding painter who creates brilliant art in order to confront Ionia's criminals and comfort their victims. Okay, but are you getting paid to do that? Beneath the melancholy rolls a torn, emotional mind, haunted by both the vibrant visions of his imagination and the gruesome memories. I mean, that's you're just an artist, bro. You're not. Bro's like, I'm so tortured. I have all these visions in my mind of great things, but my tempered past. Bro, you're just an artist. Unemployment. He sounds unemployed. Signature of the visionary: subject disaster, subject serenity, subject torment, spiraling disaster. That sounds unemployed to me. This man is an unemployed artist, dude. Could be freelance. Jin destroyed the whole place where Hui did his whole art thing. So unemployed. All right, Hui, you're unemployed. Ilaoi! Ilaoi's employed. She's a priestess. Her dominant faith as a prophet. Not only she's a priestess, she's a prophet. That's a job. You were employed by God. You're employed by your church. That's an employed. Thank you so much, Ilaoi, for being employed. We appreciate you here at the Department of Labor Statistics. Irelia. Ooh, fuck. Are you employed, Irelia? What do you do? Noxian occupation of Ionia produced many heroes. So she's a hero of Navori. She's trained in ancient dance. She does dance. She adapted her art for war. I'm willing to say Irelia is not only a soldier, she's like an important political figure in Ionia. I think Irelia's employed. But does anyone pay her to do that? She dances. She leads a rebellion. But is that a job? If you lead a rebellion, I feel like it's a job. If you're just a random schmuck in a rebellion, like a collie, I don't know if that's a job. But if you're literally leading the rebellion, if you're leading a country, sounds like political importance to me. Political, spiritual, cultural importance. I'm gonna say Irelia's employed. Like, I don't think Irelia is ever struggling for cash, right? Ivern Bramblefoot, known to many as the Green Father, is a peculiar half-man, half-tree who roams Runeterra's forest. Sounds unemployed to me! Cultivating life everywhere he goes. He knows the secrets of the natural world. He holds deep friendships with all thing that grows. Now, Ivern does not have a job. However, is he retired? / is he a god? Is Ivern a god? Either or, he's kind of going in the same... If he's one of those two, he's going in the same bracket. Friend of the forest, root caller, bushmaker, trigger seed, daisy. He's old. He cut down a tree, so he became a tree. Right. Is Ivern retired? He probably could hold down a job if he wanted to. but he's also old. And he doesn't stimulate the economy. I think I'm gonna call him retired. Third retired Runeterran. You know, he's walking around as a hobby. He's going to the forest, kind of retired behavior. He's old. He tells people wisdom, right? Now that I'm thinking about his voice lines, he is very retired. Jana, clear cut. That's a god. You don't have a job. Jana has more of a job than the other gods. Unfortunately, I think we just have to count her as a god, so she's not applicable. She's like someone who's retired but works a hustle at you know, on the side. It's like you're gonna be counted as retired for the statistics, even though it's not entirely paints the whole picture. You're a god. Jarvan, you're retired. Employed, you're a king. You're not retired. You're not old enough to be retired. You're employed. Look at that. 20 employed, 20 unemployed Runeterrans. They match so far. And we're up to the J's, so this is looking good. It's not looking good, actually. That we're at a 50-50. There's not a lot of employed Runeterran champions. It's not looking good, guys. The economy's in shambles. Ooh, I'm sorry, Jax. I don't think you're employed. I haven't seen the splash art. When did he get an update? Oh, no, he looks bad. No! What happened? Where's the gold? They just had to make him look like Legends of Runeterra. Jax, what happened? Oh, his skins got updated. That's cool. Anyway, does Jax have a job? Grand Master at Arms. It sounds like a job. Unmatched in both skill of unique armament and with biting sarcasm, Jax is the last known weapon master of Acacia. After his homeland was laying low by his own hubris and unleashing the void, Jack and his kind vowed to protect what little remained. I think Jax is unemployed. Jax, I think he's unemployed. He's also old, so he could be retired. He honestly kind of talks like he's retired. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, get a piece of the champ. Aw, youngin', if you try your best, you'll end up like me one day. Always the best. They don't make him like I used to. Right? That sounds like a retired man. He's built AF, so he's either gonna be retired or unemployed. Our unemployed, I don't mean to. I would never forge a government survey, right? I've never skewed the data in one way, but he seems he has a taunt where he goes fishing. Oh, he's retired. Yep, that's a retired man. That's our fourth retired Runeterran. That's hard to say. Okay. Jace has a job. Wait. Does Jace have a job, or is he a Nepo baby? Wait a minute. Jace is a brilliant inventor who pledges life defense of Piltover, and it's uneven brothers do. It transforms in Hextech. Jace uses his strength. Jace isn't he a Nepo baby? No, he works. He's an inventor. No, he works. He works for Piltover. No, he like makes them shit. Yeah, and researches. Yeah, he's employed. Okay. He's a Nepo baby, but a Nepo baby with a job. In Arcane, I don't think he's a Nepo baby, but Jin is like premier homeless unemployed, right? I don't think Jin does not stimulate the local economy. Jin just kills people. I don't think Jin knows what capitalism is. Jin is a meticulous criminal psychopath who believes murder is art. Once the Ionian prisoner is freed by shadow elements within Ionia's ruling council. What? Okay, politics. Serial killer now works as the Carbal assassin. Oh! What? Jin is a government worker? Plot twist? What? Hold on. Shadowy elements within Ionia's ruling council. The serial killer now works as their cabal. He works as an assassin for the government. Jin is a government worker. Okay, Jin, thank you for your service, I guess. Thank you for being employed. What? Okay, I was not expecting that at all. Moving on. Jinx, you're a terrorist. I don't think a terrorist is a job. I'm so sorry, Jinx. I'm pretty sure you're unemployed. I don't think there's any world in which Jinx is employed. Jinx is working age. Yeah, she's unemployed. That's as unemployed as you can get, honestly. Cassandre. Cassandra's a monster hunter. Defiant and courageous, Cassandra battles colossal beasts and ruthless ascended to protect his homeland of Nazuma. So that's kind of like enforcement class. He's like a soldier. He's like a worker. Right, he's protecting sort of like a ranger establishment. Coveted aces in the sands that after falling out with his former partner, Sunday realized in order to become a warrior. Yeah, that's employment. He lives in a small economy, right? But he's a monster hunter. He hunts monsters. He takes the resources of the monster backs. He trades them. That's stimulating an economy. That's an employed man right there. Cassandra's employed. Ooh, Kaisa's unemployed. Kaisa doesn't do anything resembling a job. Claimed by the void when she was only a child, Kaisa managed to survive through sheer tenacity, sheer force of will. Her experiences made her a deadly hunter, a supermodel, and to some, the harbinger of the future they'd rather not see. You know, Kaisa, you do important work. You don't stimulate the economy. You are working age, and you don't work. You're unemployed. I'm so sorry to tell you this. Bye-bye. Callista's retired. Shadow Isle, she used to have a job. Now she, like, you know, works tirelessly to hunt the spirits of the living who, she's a spirit of vengeance. She kills betrayers. Killing betrayers is a hobby. It's not a job. Callista is retired. Karma, that's easy. Karma has a job. She's a spiritual leader. She is a religious leader. That's a job, Karma. You're employed. Karthus, retired. He just likes singing his retirement away, his golden years. You know, he used to work as like a priestess, I think. Now he's retired. He sings. He has like a barbershop quartet. That's retired behavior. Cassidon. Ooh, Cassidon. I don't know. Cutting a burning swath through the darkest places of the world, Cassidon knows his days are numbered. A widely traveled Shreeman guide and adventurer. Shreeman guide. He used to be employed. Uh-oh. He has chosen to raise family among the pieces and hides until the day his village was. Ooh, Cassidon, unfortunately, working age. Cassidon is one of the unfortunate was employed, is not employed anymore. Katarina. I think Katarina's clear and shut. She's an assassin working for her family. That's a job. You work for your family. No matter what you're doing, you're getting paid. That's a living. Decisive and judgment, lethal in combat. Katarina is a Noxian assassin of the highest caliber. She's a renowned soldier, dude. Thank you so much for your service, Katarina. Thank you for serving in not only your country, but your economy. That's an employed person. Kale. Kale. Born to a Targonian aspect at the highest height of the Rune Wars. Oh, she's old. I didn't realize Kale was so old. Kale honored her mother's legacy by fighting for justice on the wings of divine flame. She and her twin sister Morgana were protectors of Demacia for years. God? Are we willing to say God? She's the daughter of basically a god. If you are the daughter of the Targonian aspect of justice, do you count as a god? Are you not applicable in a labor survey? Like, she's a protector of Demacia, but do they pay her to do that? Or is she like, I'm just gonna do this, bro? I don't know. I don't know. If not, then ethereal Nepo baby. I think we can count her as God. If you are the son of a god, are you God? I guess. Does Jesus count? Does Jesus count in the labor statistics? Is Jesus unemployed? Okay, we're moving on. God. Kane. I think Kane is unemployed. Peerless practitioner of lethal shadow magic, Shada Kane battles to achieve his true destiny to one day lead the Order of Shadows. But he's not leading the Order of Shadows. It's not a job. Into an era of Ionian supremacy, he wields a sentient Darkin weapon, Rast. Undeterred by the creeping corruption. I think Kane is unemployed. Kane 100% crashes on the homie's couch and doesn't leave till like 6 months later. Yeah, that's unemployed behavior. Think about his voice lines. Rast is basically his sugar daddy, right? Rast is just like a darkened sugar daddy. Yeah, that's unemployed behavior. I'm sorry, Kane. You're unemployed. Get a job. Mooch. Kennen has a job. He works with the Kinku, right? The only Yordle member of the Kinku? Despite his small fury status, he's eager to take on any threat. Yeah, Kennen has a job. That's an employed Yordle. Kane, come on. Do better. I think most of the Yordles have jobs, which is really funny. Jesus was a Nepo baby who managed to work himself into a legit job. That's true. He did become a carpenter. Yeah, Jesus is employed. Kha'Zix. That's a bug. That's a bug. I'm gonna be so real, chat. I don't know what to do here. Do we just put him in the Gnar category? I mean, he speaks. He talks. I think he's sentient. Why is it kind of hot? Okay, Twitch chat. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say Kha'Zix is not employed. I mean, is not applicable. He's in the Gnar category. He doesn't even factor in the statistics. He's in the population, but not really. Kindred. That's a god. I don't think, I mean, that's an employed god, right? Like, kills people, you know, puts spirits to the afterlife, to the right afterlife. You know, that's a hard job. We respect you, Kindred, for working, but you are a god. And I don't think the Bureau of Labor, counts you. Cled's employed. Cled should retire. Cled is in retirement age, but that's an employed Yordle. All of these employed Yordles, look at them go. These Yordles are a fine example of living happily, peacefully, being involved in your local economy by getting a job even past retirement age and just working happily and toiling and never letting anything get you down. These are good examples, Yordles. Kog'Maw! That's a dog. That goes in the Kog'Maw category. That's not, that's a dog. LeBlanc's employed. Easy. Lee Sin. Is Lee Sin employed? The master of Ionia's ancient and martial arts. Lee Sin is a principal fighter who channels the essence of the dragon spirit to face any challenge that he lost many years ago. Warrior monkeys avoid life protecting his homeland. Does he run a dojo? Is Lee Sin actually unemployed? Does he, like, train people? What do you do, Lee Sin? You're not old enough to retire. You're only, like, 50, if that old. I think he's retired. He's not old enough to retire. He's working age. We can't count him as retired. This man's unemployed. He doesn't even run a I think in Legends of Runeterra he runs a dojo, but this is League of Legends. This isn't Legends of Runeterra. My dad retired at 46. Well, according to the Department of Labor Statistics, then he was unemployed. He's not old enough to retire. Lee Sin, you're unemployed. I'm so sorry. Out of the video, that's not true. Technically, you're only unemployed if you're looking for a job. But that's not how these videos work. So, Leona. Leona is employed. She is the spiritual and political leader of her tribe, the Lunari. Easy. Let's go. Lilia. Lilia. Is Lilia a god? Lilia. Intensely shy, the Fey Fawn Lily skillishly wanders off Ionia's forest, hiding just out of sight of mortals whose mysterious nature have long captivated but intimidated her. Lilia hopes to discover why their dreams no longer reach the ancient dreaming. That sounds a little unemployed. I'm gonna be honest. How does labor work with animals? I mean, she's sentient, so she counts. But she's also a spirit, which is kind of godlike. We count sentient animals here at the Bureau of Labor Statistics. If you can hold down a job, you can hold down a job. Lilia, I feel like, can hold down a job if she's not a god. So she takes spirits and dreams from people and brings them to the spirit realm and, like, make sure your dreams are nice. But is that a job? It's nice, but are you getting paid? That does nothing for the economy? Yeah, Lilia, you're unemployed. You're working age, dude. Go get a job at, like, Runeterra and McDonald's or something. Come on. What are you doing? Oh my god, dude. It's looking bleak for Runeterra. Lysandra. Uh-oh. Is Lysandra employed? Yeah. Lysandra's magic twist, pure power of ice with the force of... Iceborne subjugation. That sounds like employer energy. She's kind of an employer, right? She's retired. She is old, actually. She's really old. And she did used to have a job. So yeah, you could say, like, making monstrosities, doing dark magic, corrupting the youth. That's all, like, retired hobbies. Okay, yeah, Lysandra's retired. I'm happy with that. Lucian. Okay. Unfortunately, we are at the... a problem here. Is the Sentinel of Light. So now we have to confront, is Sentinel of Light a job or like a volunteer service, right? Because who's feeding the Sentinels of Light? Where do they get their clothes, their equipment, right? Like what is happening there? Is the Sentinels of Light a job? This is deep. I didn't mean to have these deep philosophical questions of, can God be employed here at the Department of Labor Statistics, Runeterra, fucking blah, blah, blah. Okay. Sentinel of Light. What do they do? Is there a wiki page on them? Hold on. Let's read up about the Sentinels of Light. The Sentinels of Light are an order of warriors. Oh, so they're like monks. I think we counted monks as unemployed. Uh-oh. Historically part of the Fellowship of Light. It's a sacred base on the Blessed Isles originating from a forgotten time where marauders threaten the island's peaceful sentiments. Their sworn duties to safeguard... Ooh, it sounded like they were employed, but I don't think they're employed anymore. The last remaining Sentinels reshape the organization's purpose to no longer confine the newly dubbed Shadow Isles. The Sentinels are reborn to defend Runeterra from the wraiths that now haunt. So they're kind of a religious organization, right? They're religious monks who work to protect. Are religious monks employed? Work is a fundamental part of monastic life. That's not my question. As such, much attention is paid to how a monk is employed. Wait, what? Google's not giving me any answers. I think he's employed. Didn't we count another monk unemployed? Warrior monk? Wait, I forgot. No, I think we were talking about warrior monks with Akshan. I think they're using the other definition of work and employed there. Yeah. So do we count warrior monks employed? They're not stimulating the economy. Lee Sin? Oh, Lee Sin. Yeah, we counted Lee Sin as unemployed. I think we have to count Lucian as unemployed. Though I believe Lucian is employed. Can we say Lucian is employed if... Yeah, because Lee Sin's not officially part of an organization. Whereas Lucian is. You know, it has a name. If it was in the US, it would probably be under one of their established religion and organizations. So, I think we can call the Sentinels employment. Maybe we can assume Senna, who's in charge, pays them for their duty? Because Vayne is also there. And they have to eat, right? I don't think anyone's paying them to eat, like, donating. Look at Lucian's fit and haircut. You don't get that from being broke. He does hold himself like an employed man. All right, I am counting the Sentinels of Light as employment. Lucian is employed. Next, Lulu. Uh-oh. 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 Lulu. The Yordle mage Lulu is known for conjuring dreamlike illusions and fanciful creatures as she roams Runeterra with her fairy companion Pix. Unfortunately, that is unemployed behavior. Lulu shapes reality on a whim, warping the fabric of the world. What she views as the constraints of this... okay, so Lulu, hold on, we can say this. Lulu, does Lulu sell her potions? If she sells her potions, then she's employed. She's an independent witch, right? She's an independent apothecary. If she sells potions, if she does spells for locals at a cost, that is a job. So the question is, does Lulu provide her services for cost to locals? Does anyone know if any of her voice lines imply or any of her interactions seem like that is the case? Knight Templar versus Monster Monk with a staff. True, yeah, okay. Seeing which champ... Yeah, we're not playing League of Legends. We're trying to see who's employed. Does Lulu make potions? Does she not make I assume she makes potions. Actually, that's a good question. Does she make potions? Wait. She casts spells. She can cast Wild Growth as a service, right? You're a little short. Tristana watches a rock whenever Tristana goes on a... has her watch a rock. Are you saying that watching a rock is a job? Sorcerers tend to be natural spellcasters. Yeah, but you could still perform services. Does Lulu ever perform services? Okay, that's short. She did seem to just be like working as a sort of Avenger situation. Being an Avenger is not a job, right? Unless you get paid. I don't think we have any evidence. I don't think we have any evidence of Lulu getting paid for her service. So unfortunately, I think this is our first unemployed Yordle. I think Lulu, just kind of lives off the land, casting magic. I don't think she fulfills a service. Unfortunately, I don't think Lulu is stimulating the local economy, and that means you're unemployed. Sorry, Lulu, get a job. It's right there, too. Lux! Another Nepo baby, let's go! Lux is a Nepo baby. Lux is like 21 years old. Lux does not have a job. Lux is unemployed. So the question is Lux the type of Nepo baby that stimulates the economy by buying a lot of shit with her wealth, or is she just sitting on her ass, not stimulating the economy, being a Nepo baby, and being unemployed. So Lux is a spellcaster, but she is from Runeterran, Nazi Germany, where they dislike mages, so her magic cannot be performed as service. Other than her magic, I don't think Lux has any talents. I mean, she could act as a soldier. She wears armor. She has armor proficiency. She probably has some experience with a sword, but she is not in the military. So I don't think I think Lux is unemployed. Listen, Lux, I appreciate your fight with the ruling class and the Nazis that be. Unfortunately, fighting Nazis, if you're not getting paid, though civic duty is not a job. I'm sorry, Lux, you're unemployed. This is so sad. I am breaking so many hearts. Malphite. That's a rock. That is a rock. Malphite. That's a rock. A massive creature of living stone, Malphite struggles to impose blessed order on the chaotic world. Birth as a servitor shard, in other words, obelisk known as the monolith. He uses tremendous elemental strength that means protect his... Ooh, I think this man's unemployed. Malphite should be an NA because a man, is man gonna do work when he's the size of the mountain? Listen, we do not impose on the rights of construct life here, of sentient constructs. We are here to figure out if they're employed or not. Malphite goes around the world trying to impose order. Man is a cop, but does anyone pay him to be a cop? Does anyone pay him to be a cop? I don't think this man contributes to the local economy at all. I don't think he has money at all. Yeah, exactly. What does this man do for the economy? He's a sentient construct. He's differently abled, I'll say, because he's the size of the mountain, right? That is a biological feature that makes his life harder to hold down a job. However, what is he doing to stimulate the economy is my question, and I don't think he does anything. Is slavery considered employment? No. I mean, fuck, what if your economy is based on slavery? Uh-oh. I'm gonna say unemployed. I'm sorry, Rockman. Get a job. You can be, you transport, goods and services. Just exchange. Malzahar! That's a cult leader. Unfortunately, he's the only one in the cult. Which sounds like a hobby and not a job, Malzahar. Jealousy or dedicated life of uniting all of life. Malzahar truly believes in the newly emergent void is to be the path of Runeterra's salvation. In the desert wastes of Shurima, he followed the voices that whispered in his mind. Yikes. It's not looking good. All the way to the ancient. I'm gonna be honest. If you are in charge of a religious organization, you are employed. If that religious organization is just you, that's unemployed. You're unemployed. We are back to 50% unemployment in Runeterra. It's not looking good, chat. Maokai! Maokai's retired. He's retired. Maokai's retired. That man doesn't have a job. That man is enjoying retirement. He's old. We'll put that man as retired. Master Yi. Master Yi is employed. Master Yi trained Wukong in the way of Wuju. That's employment. He is a master of an art. He taught that art to a student. That's a job. Yi is an employed man. Easy peasy. Milo is a child. That is not applicable according to the Department of Labor Statistics. We do not facilitate child labor here. But did he get paid for it? I don't think he did it for free. I just don't think the story was just like, after the training, Master Yi went to Wukong and was just like, hey, this is how much my services cost. Here's an itinerary and an itemized receipt of what was done. No, that's not a compelling story. Clearly that was done behind closed doors, but that is a job. He is employed. He does employment. He can do that in the future. That man has a job. Miss Fortune. Miss Fortune's employed. She is the political leader of Bilgewater. And that's all she needs to be. That's employed. Mordekaiser. Twice slain, thrice born. Mordekaiser is the brutal warlord. So he used to be employed. Necromancy, sorcery to bind souls to his eternity of servitude. Okay, so he employs other people. Few now remain who remembers his earliest conquest or knows of his true extent of his power. That man is retired. right? He's old. He's a decorated soldier. He's a veteran, right? Noxus owes you a debt. Thank you for your service and thank you for what you did to the economy. But right now you are chilling, enjoying your retired hobbies of binding souls to your indentured servitude and eventually raising an army to take over the living world. That's retired behavior. You're retired. Easy peasy. The Fallen, Morgana. You're a god. We've established this. If we're counting your sister as a god, you are a god. You do not count. Get a job. I mean, I don't know. Or don't. I don't know. Nefiri. Cross Sands of Ashira acquires Howls Out. It is the call of the Dune Hounds. Vicious predators who form a pack compete to the right to hunt in these barren lands. Among them, one pants and they are driven. Okay, so Nefiri is a dog. Nefiri is a sentient dog. Nefiri was not always a dog. Nefiri had a job, doesn't have a job anymore. I think, unfortunately, we have to count you the same way we did the other Darkin. This isn't a race thing. I just want to clarify. I know I just said, you know, we'll clarify you with the other Darkin. This is a coincidence that they're in the same. I'm not saying it's not a race thing at all. I'm saying this is a working age individual who used to be a soldier, who is now not a soldier and is unemployed and does not have a job. So we're counting as previously employed, but is currently not employed. You could definitely hold down a job, Nefiri. You have a family to support. What are you doing? Just hunting in the desert, dude. Support your family. Get a job. Listen, you're a single mother. I can appreciate that, but you gotta start somewhere, Nefiri. Nami's employed. She's a political and a spiritual leader. And she's on an official government quest to acquire the Moonstone. That's employed behavior. That's as employed as it's gonna get. Nasus. Is Nasus employed? Nasus is an imposing jackal-headed ascending being from ancient Shurima, a heroic figure regardless as a demigod. Regarded as demigod, but not a demigod. People of the desert, fiercely intelligent, he was the guardian of knowledge and peerless strategist who fought against the guided of the ancients. Retired? He is really old. He did have a job. So either he had a job, doesn't anymore, or he's retired. Retired? We want to do retired? He was a super soldier in the enforcement class. He was a soldier working for Shurima. Curator of the Sands. Curator is retired behavior. If you curate things, right? Like, people who have time to curate things are the unemployed or the retired. I'm willing to say Nasus is retired. He's an old boy. Nautilus. He is undead. We previously said old undead is retired. So, let me think. He's an old guy. He died. He was brought back to life. And now, whenever you're, like, really bad, he uses his giant anchor to reel you into the bottom of the ocean and kill you. That sounds like retired hobbyist behavior. You know what I mean? Like an old man that's just like, these ships on my lawn again, I'm gonna kill them. And then he does. That sounds like an old man that's retired. Nasus Nautilus, retired. Nico. All right. So I know what everyone's thinking, right? Nico is like classic vagabond, homeless, jobless behavior, right? However, even what she's wearing, like she's wearing rags. This is not the wear and tear of an employed woman who's like in the working force, who like has to wear a suit every day to her job. Of course, the initial thought is that's an unemployed woman. However, because I know the lore, I know that there's a specific comic that League of Legends released. It's a canon comic where Nico was the head of his establishment, where people could come to pay her money, where she would use her magical abilities, right, her quid pro quo, to transform into the person that the buyer wanted to. So she received payment for using her magical abilities as a service to the person that came in, and she ran that establishment. So that's a business owner. Nico is employed. That comic is super canon. It's called Nico's Help, by the way, and that means she's employed. She impersonates people to ruin their public image. That's a crime. Criminals can be employed. That's irrelevant. I'm the Department of Labor Statistics. All right, Nidalee. Nidalee, are you employed? I don't think you are. I think you live off the land. I don't think you trade at all. Raised on Desert Jungle, Nidalee is a master tracker who can shapeshift into a ferocious cougar at will. Neither holy woman nor beast. She viciously defends her territory from all trespassers with carefully placed traps and depth spear. Sounds unemployed to me. Now, she does have a skin here where she has a job, right? We can appreciate this skin. Wow, her grippers are just out. That's crazy. Okay. So this is a skin where you could see if you study this splash art carefully, you will see that she has a job in this skin. Unfortunately, we're only doing her base skin, which I don't think she has a job. She's a working age woman. Yeah, she's unemployed. Get a job. Neela! Oh, I don't think we can count Neela. Wait, Neela is from the continent of Cavivore. She's not Runeterran. Actually, wait, no, she moved. Wait, okay, hold on. She moved, so she's basically like an immigrant. So she counts. We count all residents, including immigrants, so Neela counts. Is she employed? She hunts monsters all day, which is not employed behavior. Neela is an ascetic warrior from a distant... What does ascetic mean? Ascetic. Self-discipline or abstination? Seeking the world's deadliest, most titanic opponents that she might challenge to destroy them, having won her power through an encounter with a long-inspired demon of joy, she has no emotions. She's really happy, I just realized. Her only emotion is joy. Do you know who feels joy every single second of the day? Unemployed people. I'm sorry, Neela. You're unemployed. Get a job. Okay, Nocturne. Ugh, a demonic amalgamation drawn from the nightmares that haunt every sentient nine. The thing knows the Nocturne being a primordial force of evil, liquid, chaotic in aspect, a faceless shadow. I'm gonna be honest, this guy's been power creep by Fiddlesticks above and beyond. So he's kind of like... Oh my god, is this Evershroud on him? I just realized? Is Evershroud what he's wearing? Is that where that item comes from? Wait. I'm sorry, tangent. Evershroud. No, that's Lunari. Never mind. That's not even remotely the same. Never mind. Anyway. So, he's not... I'm not gonna put him on the god list. He's not on the level of Fiddlesticks. He's like a little Fiddlesticks. So, he's not god. He's a working age. He's sentient. He is in the realm to be judged. Unemployed like Freddy Krueger. That's true. If Freddy Krueger is unemployed, I think Nocturne is unemployed. I'm gonna be so real. That's unemployed behavior. That's... Get a job, Shadow Spirit of Darkness. Nunu. Nunu is a child. Willop is not sentient, so we will count the one champion as one child. Olaf. Is Olaf working for the Winter's Claw? Is he like an employed mercenary? Or is he just living with them? Like a squatter. The unstoppable force of destruction. The axe-wielding Olaf wants nothing but to die in glorious combat. That's unemployed energy. Hailing from the brutal Friendlord Peninsula of Lockfar, he once received a prophecy foretelling his peaceful passing. A coward's fate. Okay. So he doesn't want to die peacefully. He wants to die in battle, which is unemployed behavior. If you're employed, you're looking at your 401k, you're looking to retire. You're not looking to die in the battlefield. So, it's a little... He's a Sentinel of Light. Oh, but that's temporary. That was a temp job. That was temporary employment. He's no longer a Sentinel of Light. Like, Vayne is currently a Sentinel of Light. Vayne is employed. Olaf, that was temporary employment. He was a temp worker, like a seasonal worker. Like, if you think of someone who works only when it's Christmas time for department stores when they need more employees, that's like Olaf working for the Sentinels of Light at every harrowing when they need more employees to kill Mist. So... Olaf, unfortunately, I'm gonna count him as a previously employed, not employed person. This is sad, dude. What is happening with the economy in Runeterra? Won't someone do something about this, dude? This is frightening. Oriana. Is Oriana sentient? Lady of Clockwork. Once curious, go of flesh and blood, or is a technological marvel. Okay, so confirmed. She has the soul of the girl who died when she was sick. So she's sentient. She's working age. So get a job. Why doesn't she have a job? Oriana has a lot of skins. I think Oriana is unemployed. As a Star Guardian, she's employed by the first star. But Face skin. What does she do all day? Oriana can qualify for disability. You could say she's differently abled. Unfortunately, differently abled people count in unemployment statistics. So I'm sorry, girl. I'm gonna have to count you as unemployed. You don't, like, you're not working with your father. You're not dancing. You're not going to school. You're not dancing to, like, for tips or anything. You're just not, you're not doing anything for a job. This is not looking good. This is, it's really, I don't know who this League of Legends chooses as their champions, but they're not choosing working people. Ornn is a god. Pantheon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Pantheon. Pantheon. What are we doing about Pantheon? Pantheon is an aspect. Aspect is not a job. And he was unwilling host of the aspect of war. So now he wants to kill all the aspects, which is a little bit unemployed behavior. We did not count Diana and Leona as gods. So I don't think we can count Pantheon as a god. Wait a minute. We counted Kayle and Morgana as gods because they were the son of aspects, but we didn't count the aspects themselves as gods. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh! Why did I do that? I don't know why. To me, the aspect of justice seems way more godlike than Leona and Diana. I think that's why. Because we saw Leona and Diana, right? The aspect of justice looks like this. So that's why if you're telling me the daughters of this, I'm like, okay, that qualifies for god status. However, this, to me, I mean, it's a godly body, but Kayle and Mor can still be ethereal Nepo babies. Right, but do they stimulate the economy? I don't think Pantheon, Kayle, or Morgana stimulate the economy. I don't think they have jobs. Leona and Diana, they're leading people. You know, they're on the field. They're, killing people, they're defending their people, they're employing people. Pantheon? Morgana? I don't think they are. Am I wrong? What are they doing with their lives? They have all this power, dude. Tell me, you could, like, work an 8-hour shift. You could work a 16-hour shift and still have time for your hobbies, bro. So, -2 gods. We're at 6 gods and +3 unemployed. It's looking so bleak. The unbreakable spear? More like the unemployable spear. Am I right? Poppy has a job. Thank you, Poppy, for your service to Demacia and to the economy. Pike! Oh god, Pike is unemployed. Pike is unemployed! Oh, killing people on your list for revenge. That's unemployed energy. Phantom Undertow. He is undead, but I don't think he's old enough. I don't think he's old enough to count as retired. He's drinking tea. That's a little retired. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, chat. What's that in his hand? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see that in his hand? That's a gold coin. Someone is paying Pike to do this. In the video game League of Legends, when Pike kills someone, he generates bonus gold from nowhere. Where does that bonus gold come from? Who's putting the names on this list? I think Pike is a trained, paid assassin. Someone's paying him, and someone is putting names on the list. That's employment. He is materializing money from somewhere. And why is he even grabbing the coin? He's like a spirit of vengeance. Why does he care about a coin? That's an employed man. Holy shit, Pike. Thank you for your service to the economy. How many champions are left? There's so many. Why did I decide to do this? Kiana. Kiana's a political leader. That's an employed queen right there. Empress, even. Oh, I guess the Extolli also have an emperor. That's 3 empires. Okay, Quinn. That's a ranger. That's employment. She works in the military. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service to the economy. Rakan. Rakan is a terrorist. Rakan is a non-state function terrorist. Unfortunately, Rakan is unemployed, right? He lives in the forest with his terrorist girlfriend, which is unemployed energy. You said crime is a job. If it stimulates the economy, If you rob from the rich, if you take from the rich, give to the poor, that's trickle-down economics. That's Reaganomics. Thank you, Ronald Reagan. But Rakan does not do that. He just kills people. He kills humans, specifically. He's a racially oriented terrorist. I'm sorry, Rakan. You are unemployed. Rammus. Okay. Is this lore just okay? No. It should be. Rammus is Rammus a god? Is Rammus in the Nar category? I'm willing to say Rammus is a god. Are we willing to say Rammus is a god? I think Rammus is a god. Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is not employed in the slightest, dude. Apex Predator. Rek'Sai is a merciless void spawn that tunnels beneath the ground to ambush and devour unsuspecting prey. Her insatiable hunger has laid waste to entire regions of the once great Empire's region. Merchants, traders, even armed. Okay. She's a single mother. She does not offer transport with these tunnels. She's not digging for any sort of, situation. She is old. And she's massive. Travels around killing people for her brood. Single mother, but she doesn't do anything to stimulate the economy. If anything, she's killing merchants. That's like negative stimulation. I mean, you could argue she's stimulating the adventure economy by killing... Okay, so if you kill a merchant and all the merchant's gold and goods gets lost in the desert and adventure finds it, that's stimulating the adventure economy. But I would say that the adventure economy is more of a response to lost goods than the other way around. So I'm gonna say Rek'Sai is unemployed and actually hurting the economy. Shame on you, single mother. Shame on you. This is so deep in conversation. Rel is a child. That's our 6th child in Runeterra. Let me double check, actually. 16. That is a child. Renata Glass? Fucking perfect example. That is a self-employed woman who runs a massive company, employing a ton of employees in Zaun, aiding not only to the economy, but the philanthropy work that she makes into her perfumes. Renata Glass, perfect economic example. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Everyone clap. Thank you for your work, Renata Glass. In your company, you are employed. You're employed and you employ other people. Renekton. We said Nasus is retired. Oh, this is League lore. See, if this is Legends of Runeterra, I would say he's still employed because he leads a cult. He leads a religious cult. However, this is League of Legends, where he's not leading a cult. He's just a random vagabond in the desert killing people, which is retired behavior. I'm gonna count him retired. Rengar. Okay, Rengar. Is Rengar League of Legends employed? Do you have a job? If Nid isn't employed, he ain't. That's good for me. Unemployed. Riven. Riven was a Noxian soldier. She is now not a Noxian soldier. I think we have to count her as unemployed, as one of the people that had a job and does not have a job anymore. This is so tragic. Yeah, once a swordmaster in the Warhorse of Noxus. She is no longer a swordmaster. Yeah, Riven does not do anything resembling a job. Did she join the Sentinels of Light? Yeah, she did join the Sentinels of Light. Temp work, but she's not doing that anymore. She really should have, honestly. Like, what else are they doing with her lore-wise? She should have just... Sorry. This is not a League of Legends lore rant. Yeah, Riven is unemployed. I will put her as previously employed, but not anymore. So many people have lost their jobs in Runeterra. There's so many disasters happening, costing people jobs. Rumble. Rumble in Runeterra has a job. Legends of Runeterra. In League of Legends, young inventor with a temper. Okay, does anyone pay him? Rumble is employed in the Bandlewood game showcase. He runs a little mechanic shop. That's not in League of Legends. That's in another game. I'm willing to say it's canon, because Rumble, if he's an inventor, he needs money to keep inventing. And it only makes sense that he performs a service with his mechs and sells things to the other Yordles for heaps of scrap. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's employed. He dresses like an employed man. He talks a little bit like an employed man. He talks a little bit like an anime fan. But anime fans can have jobs, right? He wants to impress Tristana, who's a working woman, so it makes sense that he also has a job. I'm willing to say Rumble's employed. Holy shit, the employment rate among Yordles is incredible. Rise is retired. He was a mage for so many years. Now he's working to protect the world to collect runes. He's collecting things. That's employed, retired behavior, you know? Running around collecting rocks. That's what he's doing. Yeah, rock collecting, traveling the world, not working anymore, practicing magic. Rise is retired. Easy peasy. Samira is employed. She's a mercenary. Easy peasy. She runs around the world, seeing who needs work, and she does it. Sejuani, employed. She is a political leader to her tribe. Her brutal tribe that kill people, but she's in charge. She's in charge. She manages the entire tribe, so she's employed. Senna, she runs Sentinels of Light. That's a business. She's employed. Seraphine, easy peasy, singer-songwriter. That's employment. She gets paid for concert. She obviously needs revenue for her inventions that she does. She does underground work as well in concerts. That's an employed woman. She is a professional musician. Set runs a business. He runs an arena. That's an employed man right there. Holy shit! This is awesome! Look at all these employed individuals here! Look at this! The S's really have it, dude! All the S's employed. Never mind. Shaco. Shaco's not canon anymore. You're not canon! You're not real! Alright, since Shaco's not canon, we have no idea what he's doing. He doesn't seem to make any bank at all. I don't even know if he's working age. I'm gonna put him in the Nar category. Legit. Like, I know he should count the same as Gwen, but he doesn't do anything. Can't even count him as unemployed. I don't know what he does. He's just not real. You're not real! Shen, employed. He runs a dojo. Easy peasy. Shyvana. Is Shyvana officially working for the Demacian military? Is that official? Do we want to say Shyvana is officially working with the Demacian military? If so, then she's a soldier. That's a job. She has J4 as a sugar daddy bare minimum. If you have a sugar daddy, I think that means, like, that's under housewife and you're not applicable. Legends of Runeterra makes it very clear she works for Demacia, but this is not Legends of Runeterra. I'm gonna put her down as employed. I feel like, even though Demacians may not like it, she works for them. Singed. Singed looks retired age. I feel like he used to have a job, and I feel like making things like Warwick, making Mundo, you know, all these sort of things, like that's sort of making bioweapons to use against Ionia. These all feel like hobby things. Yeah, he looks retired, but I think he's still working. I think he still gets paid. I'm willing to say Singe is part of the workforce. Thank you so much, Singe, for your duty to the economy. You could retire, but you don't. Why? Because he's built different. He's that good. He says, I'll retire when I die. And there's a lot to admire in that, in the economy. Work till you die. That's the message. We wouldn't have 10. Also, yeah, he makes League of Legends champs. Without him, you wouldn't have an Arcane Jinx or Zaya and Rakan or Irelia or Yi, you know? So his job is making League of Legends champions. Sion is retired, open and shut. Wow. I can't tell if I'm speeding these up or if these guys are just really easy. I think it's a little bit of both. Sion's retired, used to have a job. Sivir is a mercenary. That's employment. Skarner, I don't know anything about updated Skarner. They made him worse, right? Colossal Bracken Skarner is revealed exiled one of the founding members of its ruling caste. Oh, that sounds like a job. Safe from the rest of the world, Skarner deals with chamber beneath Overraken. That sounds like a political leader, actually. That's a political leader. Smolder. Smolder's a child. Easy peasy. Sonar. Oh, when did the Syndra update happen? What the hello? Hey. Anyway. They hit her thighs away. Why? Anyway. Sona. Is Sona employed? Actually, Sona's in school, right? Sona's away in Ionia learning. That counts as, like, going away for college, right? So I don't think she counts. Sona lore League of Legends. No, she works as a musician. No, okay. Sona's employed. Let's go, Sona! Soraka. I'm willing to say Soraka's a god. She's a straight up celestial. If Aurelian Soul is a god, she's a god. You're a god. You're not applicable. Get out of here. Add to the workforce. Swain. Oh, Swain's employed, yeah. Swain is like the leader of Noxus. He's a political leader. That's employment. Look at these S's. So good, the S's. Silas. Silas had a job. Unfortunately, he's incarcerated now. He's free in the Freljord, but he doesn't have a job in the Freljord. He's just chilling out. So I'm gonna put him as unemployed. Unemployed, previously incarcerated, previously employed, not anymore. That brings that number up to 11. Not looking good. With a population of 160, 11 people who want employment were employed and are not employed is not good. Syndra. Syndra's a fearsome Ionian mage with incredible power at command. As a child, she disturbed the village elders with reckless wild magic. She was sent away to be taught greater control. That's schooling. That's schooling. Then discovered her supposed mentor was... I literally don't know any Syndra lore. Syndra only got an update to her splash that they added of the iPhone game. So did they think the last one was ugly, or do they need to censor her thighs? I don't know if I love how she looks now. I'm gonna be real. She sought to destroy all that would control her. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Seeking to destroy everyone that controls you sounds unemployed. If you're employed, you're like, all right, control me for whatever, just give me a paycheck. But if you're like, everyone who tried to control me is going to get destroyed by my big black orbs, that's unemployed. Syndra, you are disgraced to the S champions of League of Legends. You are unemployed. So if you just stayed in, I would have counted you as being schooled, but you had to rebel and destroy everything, so now you're not. Tom Kench. Is Tom Kench a god? He's a demon. No, he's not. We counted Evelyn. So Tom Kench is employed. Because part of what he does, if someone asks him for riches, he'll give them riches and then eat their arm later, which is quid pro quo. That's a monetary transaction. That is a demon with a job. Thank you, Tom Kench. Talia. Is Talia a child? I actually don't know. Talia age. No, she's an adult. Okay, she's working age. What are you doing, Talia? Get out of the desert, get a job! Talia has a nomadic mage, not looking good. Torn between the teenage wonder and adult responsibility, she has crossed nearly all of Valorant on a journey to learn her true nature of growing powers, though more recently she returned to protect her tribe. Are they paying you to protect you? Are they, Talia, you're 23, you can't be fucking around anymore, you need to get a job. Unfortunately, Talia, you're unemployed. I'm so sorry. Get a job. Talon's employed. He's an assassin. Self-employed adventurer. I don't think so. I don't think she... Like, we don't have a lot of true adventurers. Like, Sivir counts as an adventurer, but she's also a mercenary, right? Like, I feel like to be an employed adventurer, you have to stimulate the economy, like the adventurers do. Like Samira. Samira's an employed adventurer. Riven? No, I don't think she does. Taric, the aspect of... Taric is the aspect of protector... aspect of the protector. Wielding incredible powers, Runeterra's guardian of life, love, and beauty, shamed by a dereliction of duty and exiled from the homeland Demacia. Taric sent them out to find... So he used to be employed. Unfortunately, I don't think Taric's employed anymore. Taric was a soldier? Yeah, I think he counts as unemployed, but used to be employed. These damn aspects need to get off their stargazing and start getting a job. Teemo's employed. He is the leader of a special forces unit of Bandle City. That is a soldier. That is employment. Thank you, Teemo, for your service to your country and the economy. Thresh is retired. We're counting the undead guys as retired. Plus, if you look at Thresh, he's like collecting the souls of the damned. He's killing people's wives and cucking them with his lantern. If we're looking at this, this is all retired energy. So that's retired. Tristana, once again, Yordle's coming through doing the jobs nobody else will. She is a military commando. She's the commando of the... What are they called? The Bandle... She is the captain of a military force, which is employment. Thank you so much for your service to your country and your economy. He's a job. He's a jailer. He used to be a jailer. That was 1 billion years ago. Now he's retired. Trundle. Trundle is the leader of the trolls. The Troll King. Troll King. That is a political leader. Politics is a job. That man is employed. Tryndamere. Tryndamere is also a king. Barbarian king. He's the king of the barbarians. That is a political leader. Political leaders are a job. He gets paid for that. He marries Ashe. That's a lucky man. That man has a job. Twisted Fate. I saw someone in the chat say if Graves is employed, so is he. Yeah, he is. I'm willing to say Twisted Fate is employed. He does card tricks. He robs people, he buys things, he stimulates the economy. Twitch, a Zonite plague-rat by birth, but a connoisseur of filth by passion. That is the most unemployed statement I think I've ever read in my life. That is so unemployed, I can't even express it. Twitch is not afraid to get his paws dirty. Oh, wait, not afraid to get your paws dirty. That's employed behavior. Aiming a chem-powered crossbow at the gilded heart of Piltover, he has vowed to show the city above just how filthy they are. He sounds like he just kills people as a vendetta, which sounds like he's really passionate, which sounds like a hobby. That does not sound like a job. I don't think anybody is paying Twitch. He has very unemployed energy. He's a protester, does not sound like it. Yep, that sounds like unemployed to me. Twitch, you are unemployed. Udyr! Udyr works for the Sejuani, his daughter. What is the name of that clan? The Winter's Paw? Something? Winter's Paw? He works for the Winter's Paw, so that's employment. Udyr post VGU does help Sejuani run the Freljord. Right, so that is, I mean, he's probably put in that position by nepotism because his daughter literally runs the group, the tribe. However, that is a position of political power. That's a job. Udyr, you're employed. Urgot used to be employed. He was imprisoned, but the question is he employed now? Oh, wait a minute. Is Urgot currently in prison? According to the animation, I think he is, right? Prison is not a job. Urgot, you are unemployed. Varys, ancient Darkin. He's triple gay. No double A in his name. Arrow of Retribution. So Varys was a Darkin, which means he was employed. He's now not employed. 3 guys, 1 body, no job. So sad. Yes. Do we actually count Varys as 3 unemployed people? He was 2 hunters who had jobs. They were hunters. Hunter is a job. But when they turned into the Darkin, he stopped hunting. Varys as a champion in League of Legends is 1 entity. That 1 entity is composed of 3 entities. But I will say Varys as a champion is 1 entity. So he only counts as 1 for population numbers, unfortunately. Sorry, so sad. If what's her name? No, it's not the same, right? Because the dogs aren't sentient in the other Darkin, right? Yeah, that's 3 previously unemployed people that are now not employed. But it's 3 in 1. What's another 3 in 1 person? I feel like we should only count this as 1 person. Jesus is only 1 person. Jesus is not different entities. It's just like fully divine, fully human. I'm gonna count Varys as 1. So, 1 more in triplets of used to have a job, now does not. The Runeterra economy in the garbage. I mean, we'll make that report later. Vayne has a job. She's a Sentinel of Light. We counted that. She's employed. Veigar. Oh, this is in Legends of Runeterra. I would say Veigar is employed because he employs people, right? But unfortunately, this is League of Legends where he doesn't employ people. I think Veigar might be an unemployed Yordle. Veigar, unfortunately, is not a good representation of the Yordles because I don't think he has a job. An enthusiast. No! It says enthusiast! He's not employed! It's a hobby! Veigar has embraced powers a few mortals dare approach. He's a free-spirited... Oh, no. Free-spirited. That's unemployed energy. He longed to push beyond the limits of Yordle magic. He turned instead to the arcane text. Oh, no. This motherfucker's jobless. So sorry. That is 50 unemployed champions in the League of Legends. I don't know what kind of league they're running here. Vel'Koz has a job, but is he contributing to the economy? He is hired by the Watchers to look at things, which is a job, but the Watchers aren't paying him with money. That's right. Chat akin Vel'Koz's situation is slavery because he doesn't get paid. Slavery is not a job. You're not contributing to the economy. You are sentient. You're one of the most sentient motherfuckers ever. You do have a different body, so you're differently abled. However, you are jobless. Vex. Oh no, what is up with these Yordles? No, we're at the evil side of the Yordles. Vex is like, listen guys, I'm not saying there's a correlation, but all of the Yordles that are happy have jobs. The Yordles that are not happy, Vhagar and Vex, they don't have jobs. I'm not saying there's a correlation. I'm just giving you the data as I see it. Listen, Vex is like the most unemployed Yordle ever. Vex based their entire personality on listening to Billie Eilish music. Same, but Vex is like so unemployable, it's crazy. She just sits around all day with her friends in the Shadow Isles, the land of the dead, basically a cemetery, super goth, living on her parents' stipends. She is massively unemployed. This is so sad. Disgrace to Yordle kind. Vi is employed. Her girlfriend's the sheriff. She's as employed as you can get. She has a job. She probably has a pension, retirement. She's a class trader. I mean, she has a job. Viego, okay. Is Viego retired? Is he unemployed? I know he said all the undead motherfuckers are retired. Once the ruler of a long-lost kingdom. So I think retired is very possible. Right now he's imprisoned. Undead are employed. No, guys, you don't have the lore. He's not in charge anymore. He's gone. The Shadow Isles have no leader. If this was during the Ruination, I'd say sure, he has a job. He went out of retirement. But right now he's in prison. Yeah, fuck you, Viego. You're unemployed. Get a job. Put a shirt on. Victor. Uh-oh. Is Victor still employed? I think Victor left, right? The herald of a new age of technology sounds like a hobby. Victor's devoted his life. Devoted sounds like a hobby. To his achievement of humankind ideals, who seeks to lift the people of Zon to a new level of understanding. He believes that only embracing the glorious evolution of technology. Is he a cult leader? Self-employed? I'm willing to give Victor self-employed, actually. I think he employs people even in League of Legends. We've seen on Arcane. Unfortunately, this is not an Arcane. This is not an employment sector of the Arcane universe. This is an employment evaluation of the League of Legends universe, which are separate universes. So this is League Victor and not Arcane Victor. I'm going to say he's self-employed. You know, he's building shit. He's stimulating the economy. He has cultists who are also building shit. They need gear for their different body parts. They're advancing technology. They're adding to the industrialization of their sector. That's an employed man. Thank you for your service, Victor. Exactly. He does wear the drip of an employed man. Vladimir. Is Vladimir retired? Friend with a thirst for mortal blood, Vladimir has influenced the affair of Noxus since the Empire's earliest days. That sounds like retired behavior. If you're just like, well, I mean, back in my day, the government should have done things like this. That sounds like a retired man. In addition to unnaturally extending his life, the mastery of hemomancy allows him to control the minds and bodies of others easily. Also, he's spreading rumors. He's trying to control people. That sounds like retired. I don't think he's officially a politician. I think he's just there. He's like a grandpa. Nobody's like calling security to remove. Serial killers are not employed. Nobody, like he's retired. He used to be employed. I think he's retired. And that's generous, Vladimir. That's generous. You're generously retired. Go get a job. Volibear. Volibear is a god. That's not applicable. Warwick might be another unfortunate single father who had a job and is not anymore. Transformed by agonizing experiments, his body fused the intricacies of chambers and pumps machinery, filling his vein with alchemical rage, forcing out the shadow he preys upon. Disability, I think Warwick would count as differently abled. Unfortunately, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, disabled people still count as people. No, that's not how I wanted to word that. What I meant to say was, when we're taking surveys, we count disabled people who are looking for a job and don't have one as unemployed. So, I think Warwick is unemployed. He's unfortunately one of the many instances of Runeterrans who had a job, looking for a job, cannot get a job anymore. So sad, Warwick, but you're unemployed. Get a job. Is Wukong employed? Wukong is a Visayan trickster. He uses strength, agility, and intelligence to confuse his opponents and gain the upper hand. After finding a logline friend and a warrior known as Master Yi, Wukong became the last student of the ancient martial art. Does the monkey get paid? How does he sustain himself? How does he make a living? Does he live off the land? The unemployment rate among Ionians must be fucking massive, dude. Imagine a world where you can live off the land so easily that like such a high percentage of the population doesn't have jobs. Disgusting. Engage in your economies. Ah, Wukong, you are unemployed. Get a job. Zaya, terrorist, like Rakan, not state-sponsored. That's unemployment. I'm so sorry, babe. You're unemployed. Terrorism is not a job unless it's state-sponsored. Zerath, is this motherfucker retired? I don't know. That looks like an unemployed man to me. He's a cult leader in Runeterra, Legends of Runeterra, but he's not in League. All right, he's retired. Okay, fine. Retired. Jinzhao, you have a job. You are a protector in Demacia. You have a job. Yasuo, exact opposite. You are not employed. Go get a job. You grifter, take a shower. You're smelly. You're smelling up this place. Go get a job. Yon, does Yon have a job? Yon, undead, stank-ass bum, unemployed. You know, we said unemployed were retired. Yon is not old enough to be retired. He's slightly older than Yasuo, so he's working age. In life, he was Yon. Well, in death, he was Yon too. Half-brother of Yasuo. Oh, half-brother, okay. Lore has renounced student of the village sword school, but upon his death, the hand's brother found himself haunted by a malevolent enemy of his spirit realm. He was forced to slay it on his own. But did you get a job? There's an ocean song. Wow. When this skin came out, I was so obsessed with these two, I didn't even know this motherfucker existed. Genuinely, my eyes are not brought to Yon, guys. My eyes are brought many places in this splash art, not to Yon. Anyway, you're unemployed. Get out of here. Yorick. Yorick, I'm willing to say he still has a job, but the fact he doesn't get paid, I'm going to say he's retired. Yorick has retired energy. I feel like Yorick would still work a job if he could. However, there is no exchange. He does community service. Yeah, I think it's a good way to say it, but community service is not a job. You're retired. Don't worry, Yorick. It's fine. We got a lot of old-ass champions in this fucking roster. I didn't even realize. Yumi does not have a job. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Is assistant a job? I don't think she gets paid. Is room and board? That's like an indentured servant. Yumi's an indentured servant to Nora. I think this cat's unemployed. This cat is a squatter. This is a squatting cat. She gets scritches? Is scritches a form of currency? I don't think it is. Is there any world where Yumi is not unemployed? In the pages to search for her. Yeah, she spends all of her time searching. She hasn't found Nora yet, canonically. That's an unemployed cat. Cat, get a job. Oh my god. I cannot believe this. Freeloading ass cat, exactly. Zach, they changed Zach's lore. He's angry now, right? Unfortunately, you're unemployed. Is Zach sentient? Yeah, he has voice lines. Yeah, Zach is sentient. He's like Batman, but without the money. That's unemployed. Oh, it's not looking good, chat. It's not looking good. Zed is employed. He runs a dojo. Ziri, headstrong young woman, implies adulthood from Zon's working class. If she's from the working class, is she in the working class? Ziri channels her electricity magic to charge herself to her custom crafted gun. Her volatile power mirrors her emotions. Its spark reflecting lightning fast approach to light. She isn't employed. She's a Spider-Man from her neighborhood. Oh, if Spider-Man doesn't have a job, he's unemployed. Did you guys know that Ziri is actually the first mage in the game from Zon? And Seraphine, both relatively recent champs, is actually the first mage from Piltover? Did you guys know that? It's a little fun fact there. I lost my train of thought. She's unemployed. You're unemployed. Get out of here. Actually, let me triple check she's not a child. I don't think she's a child because it says young woman, but Ziri age 22 and 27. Oh no, you're old. Get a job. Ziggs is a Yordle. He makes bombs. Does he sell the bombs? He's a love of big bombs and short fuses. Uh-oh. Love sounds like a hobby, but it says explosive expert. Expert implies something. The Yordle Ziggs is an explosive force of nature, an inventor, assistant. Ah! Job! Let's fucking go, Yordles! Holy shit! These Yordles go fucking crazy, dude! Every single Yordle has a fucking job, almost. Oh my god! Zillion. Once power killed the main, Zillion became obsessed with the passage of time after witnessing his homeland's destruction of the void. Unable to spare even a minute to grieve the catastrophic loss, he called upon the ancient temporal mind to divine the... Zillion strikes me as retired. He had a job. Chrono Keeper, present tense. I would say this is Legends of Runeterra, he has a job. Here, I don't think he has a job. He's retired. Get a job, you boomer-ass wizard. Yeah, get a job. You clearly can work. Add to the workforce. You're not gonna save your city. Stop trying. Zoe is a child. Zyra. Oh god, I have no idea. Wait, does this loop? Why does it loop? What? Okay, that's weird. Born an ancient sorcerer. Ancient? Retired? Sorcerer's catastrophe. Zyra is the wrath of nature given form. Okay, but are you of working age? An alluring hybrid of plant and animal, kindling new life with every step, but are you getting paid for that? She views the many mortals of Valerian as little more than prey for a seeming progeny and thinks, is she a god? Is this a god? Oh god, she has like natural built-in heals. That's just anti-sexy. I don't like Zyra as a character. Zyra is a plant that looks human, unemployed. Eco-terrorist? Unfortunately, our last champion of the League of Legends seems unemployed. Well, we have gone through the entire list and figured out who is retired, who is a child, who is employed, unemployed, etc. So now I will take all of this data, I will send this off to the data department of the Department of Labor, and we will be back with a press conference on how we feel the economy of Runeterra with their champions are doing. And that will happen in 3, 2, 1. Hello, this is Lorian Locke from the Crystallian Bureau of Labor Statistics, here to read a report about the economic status and unemployment rate among champions from Runeterra. Now, Runeterra is a sort of hemispheric region on a planet that includes 2 continents, Valoran and Shurima, along with the Serpent Isles, Ionia, and a myriad of islands in the area around these continents. It seems to be composed of isolated regions with their own internal self-sustaining local economies, such as research and development, military and mercenary enterprises, or enclaves of spiritual monks and martial artists, if you can call that an economy. The only real semblance of a global economy comes from the Empire of Noxus, who has reached into Ionia, Shurima, and large sections of Valoran. We will go over what this means later in the report. Now, what is a champion? A champion seems like an official position or title in Runeterra, a sort of prestige status that denotes fighting willingness and ability. Not just raw strength, but also magical prowess, supportive abilities, but all sort of things that relate to combat. The champion status seems to be given out by some sort of government or Illuminati type body called the League of Legends. And while the title does seem to be a high status, this League of Legends does not pay its champions, so the title does not come with employment. There also seems to be a slowdown in the crowning of new champions. When the league started in 2009, all the way to 2013, new champions were announced about every 2 weeks. Now it seems a good year if the league releases 4 champions. This governing body has surmised this has been related to falling economic status of the league or the region. Now that we have defined a champion and given the background, we can get into some numbers. Okay. The population of Runeterran champions is 168 for this survey. We are counting 164 of them. Of that 164, 128 are working age adults, and a whopping 63 are unemployed, which makes the unemployment rate among champions 49.2. This number is alarming and higher than any country we have on Earth. I have never seen a region, big or small, with such high unemployment, and it's only my first day. It is quite sad to see so many of these adults who can hold jobs and have combat experience or training not have them. Furthermore, in our survey, we found that 23% of those unemployed previously had employment and lost or left employment, which could be a symptom of a lowering economy where there are less job positions available, which is never a good sign. Of the champions that are employed, we observe a majority of them have jobs in the military or combat fields. This is, of course, in line with our observations that champion are given that title for fighting ability. A lot of these combat employment opportunities seem to come from the Empire of Noxus, who, as we said before, has territories in Ionia, Shurima, and their capital city in Valoran. Noxus seems to be the only sort of contributor to any sense of a global economy in Runeterra, as we see evidence of them spreading their culture and trade around to all of their territories. They buy weapons from Piltover and Zaun, weapons like firearms and chemical weapons. And their empire allows for a vast trade network, not too dissimilar to empires we've seen on Earth or Crystallia. This trade network allows food from farming towns to be traded for goods not usually obtained in said towns to supply and feed the entire empire. They have a vast industry, mostly centered around war, and even capable of travel, as we see champions from noble houses traveling to far-off regions and residents of captured territories being fully integrated into the Noxian Empire. The Empire also creates jobs. In fact, in the region of Ionia, who boasts very high unemployment, we see a lot of its champions employed because of the Noxian, for lack of a better word, invasion of Ionia. We at the Bureau do not advocate for invasions or war crimes, but it does make jobs, so good job, Noxus, I think. It is also in our findings that there are groups of people whom most of its population in champions do not take any sort of jobs, such as the Darkin, the Voidlings, and Demons. It's recommended perhaps to promote government programs to reach out to these populations to encourage them to join the workforce. Runeterra and their governments are terribly underutilizing a potential demon workforce, which they could employ as lawyers or government workers, much like they do on Earth. There is one group in which we have encouraging findings. The nature-loving Yordles actually have a surprising 75% employment rate, which for Runeterra is superb. Perhaps these Yordles have a strong cultural work ethic that can be studied or further investigated. There also seems, as a general non-sanctioned observation, a look of happiness among Yordles that had employment. They seemed much more jolly and whimsical than those without jobs, which is usually the opposite. Perhaps we can spread this culture they have with others around Runeterra to employ the employment numbers and happiness. There are also areas in Runeterra with no semblance of an economy at all. The Shadow Isles, the Freljord, and the Void don't seem to have any sort of industry to speak of. If those regions want to capitalize, this governing body recommends possibly opening up tourism as an option. For example, skiing in the Freljord, or I guess, sightseeing in the Shadow Isles, maybe visiting undead relatives. Please just don't take another dip into the water of life. The economic... excuse me. The overall economic outlook on Runeterran champions is not great. Even with Noxus making jobs, there seems to be not enough employment or interest among champions to take them. With Noxus being the only semblance of a global economy, if Noxus were to fall, their vast network would as well, leaving trade to the anarchistic monarchy of Bilgewater and the oligarchy of Piltover to pick up the slack. But without a war engine to feed, this body wonders if either has much interest in trade. If Noxus fails or succeeds in their conquest, putting an end to the war economy, it might spell disaster, with more and more jobs being lost. One can only hope new jobs will sprout in its place, but considering the unemployment under a war economy, one is left to wonder about the economic future of Runeterra. With these observations, the Crystallian Bureau of Labor Statistics has to question this governing body, this League of Legends, on their criteria for selecting champions as well as their motives. As not only are 49.2% of them unemployed, a lot of them with questionable moral and character standing, but 11% of them are retired, and a whopping 5% are children. These champions are far from paragons of society, and if there's supposed to be some kind of Avengers initiative activating when a global threat appears, With over 168 of them, it's hard to justify the use of what is effectively child soldiers. The League of Legends can grant any champion status without any sort of parental care or therapy. Perhaps there is economic opportunity in making a sort of Xavier school for children tortured by Noxus, or something akin to that. Moving on. This survey was conducted by Lorian Locke over the course of 3 hours on behalf of the Crystallian Bureau of Labor Statistics. If you like this video, please check out Any Austin. He has a whole playlist of videos like this, and he has a Patreon. If you want to support me, please leave a comment letting me know if you like this video or have any advice to improve this format, or if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching.